Okay, so that wraps up things here in Norway, a cold Norway at the Ullevål Stadium. 1-0, Manchester United ran out winners against an awful Kristiansund side. Not really much to talk about in the game, really, because it was shit. We had about 100 shots, and we weren't clinical enough. And it just kind of petered out in the second half. More of the same of the first, just raining down on their goal and just couldn't score. I have to talk about a couple of bright sparks because I have to analyse the game because that's what I do. Scott McTominay, man. Scott McTominay, I mean, look, when he first sort of came into the first team setup under Jose, I looked at it and was like, what does this kid do? I did. And I'm not saying that he's amazing now because he's had a very good game against Kristiansund and a good tour against some shit sides. But you can see what he's looking to do. You can see the attributes that he possesses. And he looks like he could be a mainstay in the side. When I look at him, I mean, even to the back end of last season, we preferred McTominay over Matic. And for me, that he's just cemented that now. He has to play in that team instead of Matic, for me. Matic, even today, he just showed little glimpses of why he's so poor for us at times, you know, losing the ball, getting pressed and giving up possession. And McTominay, to be fair, he possessed a good passing range. He can press the ball, he can carry the ball. Look, I'm under no illusions against the top midfielders. McTominay's not going to run the show, but he can put in a shift and he can definitely give us some balance. And I think he almost is an upgrade on Matic. So we need to obviously strengthen in the centre of the park with Pogba. And hopefully we get Bruno Fernandes in, which I'll talk about in a second. We need to strengthen there. But I think McTominay can be a very good squad player in that position. So he was a bright spot for me. Wan-Bissaka. I mean, it's difficult to give too much ratings to the players today because, like I said, they were against a very poor Kristiansund side. But Wan-Bissaka has been probably the most consistent player on the tour, to be honest. He's just shown us exactly why we forked out 50+ million for him. What a player he's going to be for us. I can just tell already. I've spoke to a few rival fans, just, you know, good friends of mine, and they're like, Wan-Bissaka's all right, flex, but he don't have what it takes at the elite level. Man United's a different level from what I've seen in pre-season and all of last season. His attributes are too strong. The guy, you just try and go past him, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. I looked at Kristiansund's number 7, their left winger, and he just looked deflated. Like, you know, even when he makes a mistake, the way he just rectifies it, his recovery is so quick, he's so strong, he reads situations brilliantly, he can dribble, and he's very skillful, man. So, look, I think the right back position is obviously his. So that's another highlight. Danny James, he was kind of wasteful today, Obviously, we've got to be patient with him, and the good thing is that he come at that kind of price. The expectancy level that's on him is not sky high. We're going to be patient with him. He looks exciting in patches. He got into some good positions, but was slightly wasteful. Martial's link-up play in the 9 was good today as well. I think we're starting to see Ollie's thinking. I know that Dybala might end up here. Who knows? Fingers crossed. I'll talk about that again very shortly. But Martial definitely looks like the preferred player in the 9. He started most of the games in the 9 position, and I think we're starting to see Ollie's thinking. The game against AC Milan in a few days will give us a clearer indication as to what his starting 11 is going to be against Chelsea. He spoke about that before pre-season when the journalist asked him, you know, towards the back end of pre-season, will you have your team sorted? And he did earmark that game, the AC Milan game, as the game that, you know, that will be the team that is pretty much ready for our opening game of the season, which is against Chelsea. So for me, it looks like Martial's the front runner for the 9 spot, and I think he should be. I think he's our most clinical striker. I think he's our most naturally gifted striker. Yes, he's got question marks over his movement. He has to improve that. He needs to make the second run, the third run. He needs to get better at that. But for me, and his consistency, he's got to get his consistency. But I think if you give him his number 9 back, as in literally give him his number 9 back, and give him the confidence to say, you know what, you're going to get a run as our number 9. I trust you. If Ollie says that, I think we can get the best Martial back. You know, you look at his first season under Van Gaal when he first came, and look how prolific he was. The guy can score goals. And I know conversion rates are different because, you know, it's easy to say a strike rate is good in comparison to goals. You only count the goals that go in the back of the net. But you have to look at Martial's strike rate. When he does play, when he gets a chance, the chances are he scores. And I don't really sense that with Rashford. I see Rashford as in and around the front, on the left, on the right. Yes, can drift into the number 9 position. But in terms of clinicalness, for me, I would go with Martial. It is a toss-up between the two. Now, I've got to talk about it. That's the game. Dybala, Fernandes, Maguire. I mean, look, we are getting linked left, right and centre with 3 massive deals. And at the beginning, I'm still very sceptical about the Dybala one. I'm not sure. Like, the breaking news as we've been in that game is that, you know, the chiefs the people who are representing him are in London trying to thrash out a deal. I tell you what, if that happens, we've pulled it around. If we get Maguire, Fernandes and Dybala, madness, absolute madness. The Dybala thing though, the only thing that worries me about that is kind of forcing him to do it. He wants to stay at Juve, but okay, Sarri's kind of giving him the elbow. But if he doesn't want to come to Manchester United, or we only flash the pound signs at him, I'm scared we could see another Di Maria 2.0, man, or a Sanchez 2.0. I don't doubt Dybala's ability, and I will be gassed if he comes. But I just hope if he comes for the right reasons. Maguire, you've seen in the fan cams, they've got the Maguire shirts printed already. I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. I think that's very, very premature. But even though the deal looks imminent, you just never do that until you see the player holding up the shirt, or like I say, signing on the dotted line. But that deal does look like it's imminent, and you can see the proposition we look like if we do get Maguire. You know, he'll be let to Lindelof, is my bet. Wan-Bissaka on the right, and obviously Luke Shaw on the left, and De Gea looks like he's clearly going to stay. Looking like a very solid unit. Very solid unit. So hopefully the Maguire deal gets done, which I think he would. I think out of the 3 deals, that's the most certain to get done. And the Fernandes one, Di Marzio obviously saying that, you know, we're one move away. Look, I don't want to get too... It's the hope that kills you. I keep saying it. You know, you don't want to get carried away. You've seen with transfers down the line, even at other clubs, players, fans getting excited and saying it's happening, and you just can't take it all for granted until you see the player there. Then they're not a Manchester United player. And as it stands right now, as I'm doing this video, Maguire's not a Man United player, neither is Dybala, and neither is Fernandes. But you do get that sense that the Fernandes and Maguire deals, they are close. You do get that. The Dybala one, I mean, wow, talks are happening. Will it happen? I don't know. If it does happen, I think we'll be a completely different animal going forward next season. It's a fantastic basis. And it'll be a complete turnaround because, look, we signed Wan-Bissaka literally a month ago to the day. Maybe it was yesterday. But we were inactive for a whole month, and it'll be typical Man United fashion to then just get active in literally the last 5 or 6 days of the transfer window. But if we can do it now and then not a deadline day, that will show even better intent. And maybe, you know, they were fooling us all along, and Mr. Wood was planning on the big swoops all along. So all in all, average game today, very boring. We were dominant from start to finish, which you expect against a very poor Kristiansund side. Highlight was Scott McTominay. Be a big season for him next year. And then we go on to Cardiff, man, for the AC Milan game. Thanks for watching. Peace. Big respect to all you guys for watching that video. And make sure you check out more United Stand content here and here, yeah? Like, subscribe and share. And the socials are along the bottom. You know what to do. Go get following. Go, 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 go.